Hey guys, how you doing? I am back again with the Black Horse Viper, and I know that a lot of you guys have been asking for an update as to what's happening with the build and so on, and leaving some comments in some of my videos and whatnot. So I thought I'd give you guys an update. As you can see, Viper looks a little bit different. It's got a little bit of pop, a little bit of shine to it. Big thanks to one of the club members at the Mississauga Flying Club, a guy we call Tattoo Mike. So as you can see in his name, he's a tattoo guy. He's a tattoo artist. Does a lot of airbrushing. Also did some automotive work in the past. And Mike was kind enough to do an automotive clear coat over the entire fuselage, flying surfaces, and everything. So colors pop really well. Plane's a lot more stiff. Did add a little bit of weight, but I think that the motor combination that we're going to, fan and motor combination that we're going to use will definitely be able to get over that quite easily. That said, motor and fan combination that we've decided to do is a Wemotec 100 with an HET 1080 kV off of 12S. Only issue that we're going to have is I'm going to have to do a 3D printed thrust tube because this plane actually calls for a 120. Reason why I decided to go with the 110 is higher kV, and the air that's being passed through the plane is going to go through faster, so you're moving more air faster as opposed to greater volume of air with a lower kV 120. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to go with an open duct system. It's kind of hard to do this, but I'm going to go with an open duct system rather than a closed system, just to make sure that the plane isn't starved for air. Might also increase the cheater holes or macaducts they have there, just to increase the airflow with this. So I am going 12S, not going to go 14S just yet. That might change. We'll fly it, see how it goes from there. Okay, components. So we'll start off with lighting system. So there's a guy by the name of Dave, runs a company called Dave's RC Electronics down in Tennessee, I believe. Chatted with him, and he did a custom setup for me and programmed lighting system for the plane. So we're going to be putting his lighting system in. From a retract perspective, I'm going to be using HobbyKing all metal 12 kilogram retracts. These pins are 10 millimeter, and it's a direct drop in for the whole configuration on the wings, as well as the nose wheel. Nose wheel pin is an 8 millimeter. It's a pull system, so I'm going to have to get rid of this tiller steering arm and make that work. And I know that some of you are probably balking at the fact that I'm using HobbyKing retracts, but let me tell you, they're rock solid. If you Google, or it's not Google, if you search on YouTube under Black Horse XL, guy that'll come up is a guy by the name of Warchak out of Poland, and he's got, I think he's on his second plane, his second Viper, and has a lot of flights, a lot of landings, flies off a really rough patch. And I've seen him take this plane, land it in grass that was so tall that it literally covered not only the wheels, but the oleos. Grass was almost touching the bottom side of the wings. When the plane came down, it stopped instantly. There's no damage to the retract, no damage to the wings, and the retracts were flawless. The flying weight of this plane is probably going to be somewhere around, I would say, 8.5 kilos. So 12 kilogram retracts, overkill. It'll be fine. Next, servos. Was kind of undecided in terms of what to do with servos, but what I ended up going with was King Mac Servos. And mostly probably haven't heard of King Macs, but at any rate, there's some information on RC groups about them. In fact, this particular servo, rumor has it that Savox, these are used by Savox, and it's just green labeled, or sorry, white labeled. Savox slaps their name on it, and Mac Servos. Anyways, these are high voltage servos. Does anywhere from 5 to 8.4 volts. At 7.4, I believe they are 138 ounce inch, and at 8.4, obviously it's going to be significantly higher. It far supersedes the required torque that this plane requires, so I've got double the torque than the standard requirements for the plane, so no issues there. In terms of receivers, I run off of the Frsky ecosystem. So I'm going to be using a 10-channel Frsky Archer Pro stabilization receiver. So I'm not 100% sure whether or not I'm going to go with the stabilization in the receiver, if I'm going to do something externally. You guys let me know what you think. Also, nice part about this receiver is it can actually have a 2S battery connected directly to it, so there's no requirement for a external BEC or anything like that. You can put 2 batteries right into it, so you've got redundancy backup, which is pretty cool. In terms of braking system, I've decided to go with JP Hobby 65mm brakes. Although I don't have it here, I'm also going to be using the Ascent side slip nose wheel and brake gyro controller. That is currently in this plane over here that you guys can barely see, which is my Yak 130. So I'm going to be pulling it out of that and putting it in the Viper. And as far as radios go, currently I'm running the Frsky 10X Express. But this plane is going to be going on the new Frsky transmitter. I believe it's the X20S, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be pretty cool. Here's where I'm a little bit undecided. I was hoping you guys could give me some feedback. So I've got 2 different ESCs that I was going to go with. Both are 160 amp. The only difference is this supposedly can handle 14S. This only goes up to 12S. But I know that there has been some issues that folks have had with this thing overheating on 14S in and around, or 12S too, I would guess, in and around the 140 amp mark. So not sure if anybody else has had any experience on 14S with an amp draw of around 140 amps and what sort of performance this ESC has had. Hopefully somebody can drop in a comment, let me know what their experience has been with regards to that. Again, this is going to be pushing the Wemotec 100mm HET 1085 kV on 12S, but did want the flexibility to be able to go to 14S if I needed to or wanted to. And again, 12S, 14S. Which way do we go? Let me know. Okay, so that's it. That's the update. Next thing I got to do is to hang the hinges and mount my servos, get the lighting done, and get the retracts mounted and put in. So like I said, I've been super busy. It's been a little bit crazy the last couple month and a half or so. Being a caterer and running a catering company, it's been crazy busy since they lifted some of the COVID restrictions. So at any rate, guys, that's the update. That's where we're at, and I'll let you know when we make any further progress. Once again, Mike, Tattoo Mike, brother, thank you. Really appreciate it, bro. Cheers, everybody. Houston out.